What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 from my track Signed by Gene on Earth on Limousine Dream. So in the first video we went through the creative process and all elements I used in the track, and in this one I'm just going to go through the mix down very quickly and show you my process that I use for mixing. So as you can see in most of the channels here, I have an EQ8 and then I have a fab filter after that. So as I'm jamming and as I start the track from scratch, I'll do very simple EQ. So I'll remove some of the highs, I'll remove the lows, or if there's something I don't want, I'll cut it out. So I always use EQ8 because it's real quick, it's efficient, it's a great EQ. So I'll do that throughout the whole track. So I add an element, I'll EQ it a little bit. I add like a synth or drums, I'll EQ out the low end, stuff like that. But as you can see, it's very simple. So all the channels have the EQ8. And then when the track is more or less finished, I get it sounding as good as I can with the EQ8. So I'll always be adjusting that through the creative process. I don't really leave it till the end because, I don't know, I just feel like you can see what works together as you're EQing throughout the track. But then when the track is nearly finished, I will get more into the depth of the EQ with Fab Filter. So with Fab Filter, obviously when you click this little button and then you hit the little red marker here, you can see which frequencies are clashing with that channel. So I obviously click the red button on the kick, so I'll be able to see what frequencies from the bass and all the other elements are clashing with the kick, and stuff that we can't really hear in our home studios. Especially used to have like studios in our bedrooms and we don't have a big sub at home, or we don't have speakers worth $3,000. So it's a good way to see where the frequencies are clashing. So you can see here, look, I can see I removed some of the bass. So sometimes sounds you wouldn't even think. You can do that with every sound. So if I click the right button on the bass, I can see where the kick is clashing. And here, look, maybe I'll take that out as well. Well, the track's already signed now, so it doesn't matter. So it's a good way to find resonant frequencies that are clashing with our sound. So I'll do that towards the end. I'll add basically I'll add a fab filter onto nearly every channel, or 80% of the channels, like the most important sound. Sometimes the effects, like I don't add on some of the effects because they just come in every now and then. But yeah, I've done that with most of the channels, and yeah, you can see I'm just cutting little bits out. Like there's nothing too drastic. There's nothing really to show, but I'm just showing the process on how I find them frequencies that are clashing and just get rid of them then. And then you can kind of A/B test it. So if you turn Fab Filter off on all the channels, then you can hear the difference, and usually it does sound a lot tighter for me when I remove them frequencies that are kind of fighting for space in the mix. And then I also pan some of the sounds in this, which I started doing more recently. Not too hard, but I panned this sound 5 right and then this one 5 left. So yeah, they're just giving the rest of the mix a little bit of space. We also add this little jungle ambient sound just to fill out the track a little bit more, because there's not that much going on in the drums. There's just this small loop and basically an open hat and a snare from an 808 kit. Yeah, and then the only bit of processing I have in the group, I have effect rack on here. This is my little like drum bus that I always use. And so this is a saturator, decapitator from Sound Toys. It's a great plugin. So I just put the drive all the way up nearly to 10, and then I put the brightness up quite a bit, and then I just slowly bring up the dry way and just give it a touch. So I'll show you what it sounds like. So that's a dry, and this definitely just gives it a little bit more life. And then I have this hybrid compressor. It's called Drums Heavy plugin, and it's just a touch of that, just give it a little taste, but it definitely makes a little difference. You can see even on the threshold how much is coming back here. Barely anything. Basically just getting the flavour off the compressor. Usually I'd probably have it like that, just a tiny bit, and then the EQ. Just cut out any lows, because sometimes when you add a compressor or a saturation, it might pump up some sounds that we can't hear in the low end. So I just cut that out, make sure there's nothing interfering with the bass. So yeah, that's basically it. I'll give you a little listen to the drop and then we'll wrap it up. So yeah, that's the mix. The levels just going off my own ear basically. Like I always, like the kick drum, oh shit, I'll always have it around, I usually have it a little bit over the 12, so it might be like 10. And then the bass a little bit lower, but obviously just the way I had this kick, it just sounded loud with the bass, so I just left it at that. But it sits nice because you can hear them both with the side chain. When you can hear the kick coming through and you can hear the bass, you know you're on the right path. Another good way to check that is with the EQ and the master, so you can still hear both of them separately, which is a good sign. So yeah, that's basically it. Very simple but effective Gene on Earth signed this, so that's a good stamp of approval for me. So we'll leave it there, gang. If there's any videos you want to see in the future, drop a comment. If you can like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, it'll help me a lot and I can keep making these videos every week for free. And then if you want samples, the link's in the description. There's free ones there if you haven't got them already, and then we have loads of other sounds on our website that are perfect for making sounds like this and all styles of electronic music. So yeah, thanks for watching.